What's going on, guys? Gorilla Ray here. Today I'm bringing you a video going over the newest Destiny patch, the newest update 1.1.1. So this is a long-awaited update that's been really talked about and hyped up in the Destiny community over the last month or so. So in this update, there are a lot of things that are being tuned up and a lot of things that are being, I guess, fixed. And I guess this is mainly to fix many of the main issues that a lot of people are having in Destiny, and also to even out the playing ground for a lot of players. So I'm gonna go not into full detail. I'm not gonna go over each point. I'll leave a link in the description, and you can look over every single point that's in the update and everything that's getting fixed. But I'm gonna go over the main points and what I believe to be the most important updates in this most recent patch. So right now, if we look at the weapons in Destiny, people are mainly using auto rifles, hand cannons, and here and there scout rifles. So one thing in this new update that they really wanted to, I guess, clear up is pulse rifles. Yes, pulse rifles. A lot of people even forget that there's pulse rifles in the game. Nobody uses pulse rifles. In fact, it's really minimal in Destiny. It's I mean, I have not used one pulse rifle since I got to level 20 on my characters, just because they're so irrelevant and they don't do a lot of damage. So in this update, the pulse rifles got increased quite a bit. The base damage for pulse rifles got increased by 9.7%. So that's quite a bit compared to its original damage, and I think that this is really going to even out the playing ground for the pulse rifles, and it's going to really open up a new weapon, basically, that people are going to be using more often now. So that's just one of the updates for the weapons in this newest update. So the pulse rifles being probably the main point, being upgraded and having the base damage just increased by 9.7%. Now the auto rifles being used so often are actually getting another nerf and going down by 2.5%. So the base damage is going down by 2.5%, and also it is they reduced the effective range value, so it no longer can do as much damage at further ranges. So overall, auto rifles are really meant to be close to mid-range weapons, and a lot of people were using them for pretty far away distant shots, and they really wanted to fix that and make use of the other weapons that you can use for that purpose. So the other weapons that got either updated, buffed, or nerfed are the hand cannons, the fusion rifles, and the shotguns. So the hand cannons, they were slightly reduced effective range and slightly reduced the initial accuracy of the hand cannons. So hand cannons have been pretty much, you can basically use hand cannons as a sniper rifle almost. If you are a good enough shot, you can pretty much hit any target from any distance, just because the hand cannons are a one shot and have such a powerful damage overall. They felt that they needed to reduce the range and also the initial accuracy. So that's understandable. I can understand why they would want this in the hand cannons. And then the fusion rifles, overall, they just increased the blast pattern on fusion rifle burst cone, meaning that the overall spread of the fusion rifle, the shot, I guess I could say, is just being increased, meaning that you can't hit and do as much damage at further ranges. Also, it also reduced the starting ammunitions in PvP. So in the Crucible, you're not going to be starting off with as much ammo with fusion rifles, which is understandable, because in PvP, the Crucible, basically fusion rifles are very powerful and are almost overused and a little OP still, even after being nerfed a little bit in other updates in the past. Otherwise, shotguns got increased damage against all non-Guardian combatants by 2 times, so that's a 100% increase, meaning that shotguns are now going to be actually a pretty good factor in PvE, meaning that a lot of people don't use shotguns when they're not in the Crucible. Basically, Crucible is a shotgun, I guess. People use shotguns mainly in Crucible. They don't really use them in PvE. So this may increase the amount of people that are going to be using shotguns out of the Crucible. It also reduced the high-end range values. Damage fall-off starts sooner, and it also reduced the starting ammunition PvP just like the fusion rifles, meaning that basically you're starting off with less at the beginning when you spawn in, which obviously is understandable because shotguns and fusion rifles are pretty OP if you think about it in Crucible. So some other key aspects to this update are the strikes, some other PvP things, and just overall items, some user interface stuff, and Grimoire cards. Obviously Grimoire cards are pretty pointless, at least to me. I don't really think that they're too important, and I don't know, they're pretty pointless, so if you guys are into the Grimoire cards, good for you, but I don't think they're too important. So right away, let's just talk about the strikes. Basically, weekly heroic strikes are now going to be able to have matchmaking, meaning that you don't have to wait and try and find a group to just run the weekly heroic strikes. Now, they had really talked about maybe doing this for the Nightfall as well, but they do think that the Nightfall is kind of like a raid, and you need to have a defined group that you want to do it with that fully understand, because it is a tough achievement to do the Nightfalls as well as the raids. So they just allowed the weekly heroic strikes, so the ones that you get strange coins from, they are allowing you to now go into it with without any friends and be able to group up with 2 random people or 1 random person. It's pretty cool. I like that aspect because sometimes I'm not able to find some people on my friends list, and I'll just run through it solo, but it is a lot more helpful, obviously, to have other people with you. Also, strikes will be less likely to repeat in matchmaking rotations for full fire teams. So if you're running like the ROC strikes or other strikes like that, they're not going to be repeating as much. Sometimes you go into those and you'll do the same strike over and over, and you're like, why is this happening? So they're actually going to be fixing that quite a bit. Now, other things in PvP that got changed a little bit were right away when you unlock the Crucible. Once you reach that certain level that you unlock it, you unlock all of the playlists. So you unlock Control, Clash, Rumble, and Skirmish. So you don't have to worry about, I guess, upgrading your Crucible marks and other aspects to unlock the certain other playlists. So you can basically start off playing any of the playlists that you want. So it's pretty cool. I like that. It was kind of annoying when you have to go through it right away and to unlock certain playlists, but not a huge difference. Otherwise, there's a lot of just basic stuff in the PvP that are getting fixed, like Guardians no longer drop heavy ammo when killed in PvP. Guardians no longer drop, or they drop a lot less special ammo when killed. There's a lot of other stuff in the PvP aspect, but you guys can go over that in the link in description. I'm not going to go into full detail. Otherwise, like the Iron Banner in the PvP, there's also a couple stuff on that you can look at as well. So otherwise, just basic items got, I guess, updated. Certain weapons, certain like sparrows got updated, like the Tumbler Sparrow. I guess basically people were having issues that prevented them from, I guess, having the Tumbler Sparrow. So I don't know how that exactly works, but that got fixed. A lot of people were having ammunition consumables that weren't working as well. Some people were having, I guess, issues with the Postmaster and all that kind of stuff. Also, one thing that got updated is now Zur on the weekends is going to be carrying an exotic engram every week. Now, sometimes, like in the recent weeks, he wouldn't bring a exotic engram, and it was kind of annoying because those are pretty fun to use, and it's kind of cool. It's almost like a risk you're taking by buying one because you don't know what you're going to get. So I like that they are now adding it to every week you're going to be able to get one of those engrams. Otherwise, like I was saying, a lot of stuff like the Grimoire cards, some technical stuff. You can look over all of the aspects in the link in the description. So basically, these were the main perks and the main points that I wanted to talk about in 1.1.1. So overall, I really like this update. I think that it really rebalanced the weapons and is allowing people to use more than what the norm is in Destiny so far, which is auto rifles, hand cannons, and some scout rifles. They're now adding that other aspect, which is the pulse rifles, which I really like because I like the Oversoul Addict, which is a pulse rifle from the Crota's End raid on hard mode, and I really like it. I used it before the patch and now after the patch, and I do see quite a upgrade in the damage. It is quite significant, so it is a pretty cool update. I think that covering all this stuff, it's definitely something that was, I guess, being looked on by the Destiny community, and I guess the game needed it. I really think that the game needed it, and I agree with a lot of the points that they made and a lot of the fixes they made. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick overview going over the newest Destiny update 1.1.1. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to check out the full details in the description below. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you all later.